We're here with Andrew Rondinelli, one of our strength and conditioning coaches here at the Port Adelaide Football Club. Rondo, we've had a hot game in NAB Cup round one and we're expecting more heat in Renmark on Sunday. Tell us some of the things that you do pre-game to alleviate some of the heat issues.
Yeah, obviously the heat places a lot of stress on the players' bodies, so we try and eliminate the stress by doing a number of different things. One of the things is some pre-cooling options, so that's having slushies at the ground, so colder drinks which will help lower that core temperature. We also do some cold water immersion, so ice baths pre-game, and one of the other options would be ice vests, which you usually see during the game on the bench, just cooling the main arteries down the neck. That's another thing to tackle the issue.
Yeah, and I understand that the players, especially during the heat, the hot games, can lose quite a bit of weight. Tell us about that. Yeah,
so obviously the last few years I've played Alice Springs, a few practice games as well as our Darwin in-season games. We monitor athletes by pre and post-game body weight. That's a really easy way of getting a good indication of what they've lost. We also, during the NAB Cup when it is quite hot, and also the Darwin game, is do a half-time body weight. And that will leave me with a good indication of what I need to get into the players during the game. So obviously at rotations and then at quarter and half-time breaks.
Tell us how much weight they can lose exactly.
Yeah, so it depends. Every individual sweats at a different rate, but we have had players lose up to 2.5, 3 kilos in extreme weather conditions. But on the other hand, you do see players who actually put on weight during the game, which is obviously a credit to their drinking throughout the game and their ability to take in the fluid.
Wow. And tell us about the fluid they do take on during the game. They're obviously drinking a lot of Powerade and water throughout the game.
Yes, obviously when you sweat, you're not just losing water, which a lot of people think. You actually lose electrolytes. And obviously when these guys are running at quite high intensities, so they obviously need to replace the carbohydrate as well. So we obviously, Powerade's obviously AFL sponsor. We get in a fair bit of Powerade during the game, which covers off on the carbohydrate and electrolyte. But also water is very important as well, so a lot of our players will intake that. Then there's also energy gels and lollies, which can also be consumed. Obviously it's all monitored at rotations and at breaks, but it all plays a part into getting these players through the whole game.
And tell us about the post-game nutrition they have to go through after the game to help put some of this weight back on.
Yeah, so basically a lot of our meals post-game are all tailor-made. So we have we have a chef come through for our Melbourne interstate games. Most of the meals are low fat, high protein, high carbohydrate, and these meals are often consumed within an hour post-game. Players aren't allowed to leave the ground until they consume whatever's ticked off by me. We also obviously have supplements during our post-game routine as well.
And we've got a new sponsor on board, Optimum Nutrition. Tell us about some of their products and the way they're helping the boys this year.
Yeah, so Optimum jumped on a few weeks ago. They've been fantastic. Like all their products, which contain protein, which is important for the development of muscle, and obviously to regenerate a lot of the tissues which have been formed throughout exercise. But a lot of the post-game products, which are easily digestible, contain some carbohydrate. One of the products which we use is their Recovery 211 formula. It contains high amounts of protein, high amounts of carbohydrate, as well as so it's easy digestible straight after a game, which sometimes can be a hard time to get fluid in. So that's something that the boys are loving it. They're enjoying the taste, and they think it's a product which obviously is going to help them in the future.
Fantastic. Now, tell us, it can also help your amateur footballers out there. There's a lot of benefits for them too.
Yeah, definitely. Like, ideally, post any exercise, you want to get at least 20 grams of protein in. So sometimes after, for example, an AFL game or even a local football game, it is hard to get stuff into. You're obviously just fatigued. So having an easy digestible fluid can aid that. So yeah, definitely recommend it for anyone participating in any recreational sport. But so it's a good product.
Fantastic. Well, great to have Optimum Nutrition on board, and hopefully we'll see the boys run out the game well in the heat on Sunday against Melbourne in Renmark. Thanks for your time, Rondo.
No worries, thanks. I hope to get a win.